All right, we're gonna switch gears and talk about the quality of baseballs. Okay. Um, so we've had Tyler Glass now kind of talk about it throughout his career, um, and how he has to grip, extra tight on these balls because there's no seams. I mean, if you've picked up a Major League Baseball or minor league baseball for that matter, they're like throwing a cue ball.
It's one step up.
Yeah, there's very to no seams, very little to no seams at all, and he's saying it's contributing to the elbow injuries because of how tight you need to grip them. And then Kenley Jansen came out. Was it after their 5-4 win, 6-4 win, whatever it was?
It was last night, right? Wasn't it last night?
That might have
I
been
think it
last
was
night.
last
Yeah,
night. I think it was last night.
yeah. And he was like, "I have no idea where these balls are going. I just pretty much throw it the best I can and hope it goes where I want it to."
And based on how he pitched last night, it looked like it. I mean, he was all over the place.
Yeah.
He's been all over the place. I mean, he hasn't exactly been great since he's come in.
Yeah, he said it's wet, it's cold in Boston early in the year. And like you said before we came on, Sean, like you're taking the sticky stuff out of their hands so they can't even get a grip on the baseball now. And I mean, what? And I said too, we have seen so many balls that have been hit over 450 feet. So far this year.
It certainly seems it.
Yep.
Like, I don't know if the numbers actually back that up, but I mean, there's got to be. It certainly seems it.
Well, and I mean, exit velos. There were 2 home runs hit last night that were 110 plus exit velos. I mean, you didn't ever see over 110 like ever. Now it's becoming pretty common to see a 108, 110 pretty much every night somewhere.
And I get it with velocity up, and these guys able to square the velocity up. Like, you're gonna get further distance. That's how Absolutely. It is. But like when you're hitting a cue ball, or you think of, like, I played slow pitch softball. When it's cold out, those balls are like rocks, and they just fly.
Yeah, you guys ever hit a golf ball with a metal bat? That's that's what it seems like sometimes. That thing just jumps.
Yeah. So I don't know how they go about fixing it. I mean, we don't need to go back to the dead ball era. That's not what I'm saying. But
no,
you got to put some seams on these things so the pitchers can get a grip. I think that also contributes to everything we talked about last week, Harrison, with just all these elbow injuries. It's not just one factor. Everybody wants to pin it on the pitch clock, pin it on the velocity. They want one thing to pin it on. It's not just one thing. It is 3 or 4 different factors that are leading to these elbow injuries.
Yeah. And Clayton Kershaw actually came out today and said, I don't think the pitch clock is as big a deal as people are making it out to be. It's a lot of things. This game has changed. The game has changed. The way we pitch has changed. The way we approach hitters has changed. We go deeper into counts. This is not a 1-2-3 inning on 7 pitches anymore. This is not how we pitch anymore. He said, because we can't pitch to contact because these hitters are just too good. Yeah. We have to nibble. We have to live on the edge. We got to throw a lot of pitches. Like, you used to be able to just throw a sinker and get a bunch of ground outs. But he said, unless you've got a dominating pitch, you can't just pitch to contact like you used to because these guys are so good and that ball flies so far. So you got Kershaw kind of coming out saying, no, let's not pretend like the hitting side of the equation hasn't changed. And Tyler Glasnow actually blamed his last elbow injury on the ball, saying because he was over gripping, it was actually causing the strain in his forearm that bled into his elbow. So it's interesting to go down that path.
Yeah. Craig says he doesn't think the balls are too much different. Maybe they're wound a little bit tighter, kind of like all the fans are right now. But the pictures have a higher velocity. It's just kind of like I said. And the batters are bigger than they were before. I mean, other than the steroid era. But, I mean, we've said it before. These guys can time up a bullet. It doesn't matter. But the balls are different. We talked about it a couple of years ago where it seemed like the home runs were up during nationally televised games. It was just like, oh, are these balls different? And the pitchers were even talking about it too. So I don't know. It's just weird. It's all contributing to these injuries, and we'll get into it in a little bit, but about how they're going to fix it. But yeah, I don't know.
Do we know how they're going to fix it?
No, but
They don't even know yet.
right.
Yeah, well, that's what I was going to say. I didn't think.
But I mean, like I said, like, are we going to possibly get into a lockout here? Because we have other things we're going to talk about where, they have some big issues they need to fix. I'm just assuming
it's 2020. Yeah, it's 2026, right? The CBA ends in 2026.
I believe so. Yes.
Yes. So I don't know, but we'll see. So this,
and it's what makes it tough too. And I just want to make another point on that is that you look at the steroid era. Think of '98 when McGuire and Sosa were hitting all those bombs. They didn't have a way to measure exit velo really back then, so we have no idea how hard the ball was going out. But a lot of these stat guys are saying that Mark McGuire's average exit velo was probably 100 to 102. He didn't hit the ball that hard. He had a lot of moonshots. But back in that time, exit velos that we see like we see today, they just don't think were common. And there's obviously velocity's up, hitters are stronger, the bats are different, the balls are different. So there's a lot of factors into it, but the general consensus around baseball is the ball is hit a lot harder now than it ever was.
Yeah.
And there's a bunch of reasons for it.
Yeah. Which are the same factors that are leading to pitchers' elbow injuries as well.
Right. And that's also why pitchers can't pitch to contact anymore. When your exit velos are in the hundreds, you get that ball elevated, it's gone. Like it's not coming back.
Well, I mean, the approach to hitting is different now.
Yeah, 100%.
We've seen the drastic change in the past 5-6 years, where it's like, now I don't care if you're middle of the lineup guy, you're bottom of the lineup. Like everyone is approaching it with launch angle, and it's okay to get into deep counts, and no one's slapping the ball the other way anymore. Everyone's just looking for a mistake, and they're trying to lift off on anything. So the approach is different.
Yeah.
So that's going to, obviously the pitchers are going to counter, and the pitching approach is now going to be different because the hitting approach has changed, and pitching away from contact, you need more swings and misses. So to get more swings and misses, you need higher velocity, but you also need more control. You have to be more confident that you're not going to make mistakes and hang these. So you're gripping the ball a little bit tighter.
Yep.
And if you have to grip the ball tighter, even still, because the ball you can't get a grip on, I mean, it's all those things kind of add up and layer on top of each other.
Yeah. I know this is a bad example because Mike Trout is a freak, but I don't know if you saw that triple that he hit at Fenway the other day. It was down at his shoestrings.
Oh, yeah.
And he was still able to hit it 420 off the center field wall. And, he didn't put a great swing on it. It was just down in the zone. He gets it almost like one hands it, and it's still able to hit it 420. I know the guy's a freak. So, like I said, bad example. But a ball shouldn't be able to fly like that, hitting it like that.
Yeah, I mean, how many times we've seen Rafael Devers take a ball off of shoe tops, 10 rows deep over the bullpen. I mean, these guys are good. They are really good, and the margin for error is just so small.
Yeah, it's crazy.